Welcome to Rich Thoughts, Poor Jokes, the podcast where meaningful conversations about mental wealth meet a healthy dose of humor. Each week, your hosts, Dr. Roxy Reef-Cole-Cook and Dr. Stephanie Ellis, two of Houston's most respected doctors of counseling and psychology, coach you on the path to mental wealth. They will not just inspire, but entertain you while empowering you to elevate your life.
Welcome back to Rich Thoughts, Poor Jokes. We finally made it, Dr. Ellis.
I am so excited. Welcome to our sleep series.
Dr. Ellis and I both know how important this series is. We've kind of give you little tidbits about sleep throughout all of our episodes at this point.
Oh, I'm going to keep doing that. Don't think just because you listen to the next 4 episodes that we're off the hook for that.
So
That's
true.
still happening.
Very true. However, you will see that not only is Dr. Ellis very passionate, if you haven't already picked up on that, about this topic, she's also very knowledgeable. So she will certainly be giving us lots of really good, important information and research, and I will be your backup speaker.
I love how you made it sound so fancy that you're just giving me permission to run away on like a bunch of tangents.
Yeah.
And now people won't be mad because you said it real fancy.
That's right. The tangent queen. Okay, so let's jump in. Sleep. We're going to first give everybody just a little bit of basics, but I don't know. Why does sleep matter, Dr. Ellis?
Why does sleep matter, listeners? Now that you've reviewed mentally every episode we've ever had, let's say, how does sleep matter to wealth? Oh, it underlies it.
Beautiful. She's been holding on to that one.
I didn't. It just happened in my brain right now.
Okay.
That was awesome. No, really. So when you are poorly slept, and you know this, everybody knows this, in the same way that everybody knows that medicine is not made for individual people. And then it's like, well, why do I have a story and they have a story, my friend has a story, and everybody has a story about how badly this goes? And it's like, oh yeah, because actually sleep does matter for everything. When you are poorly slept, your communication is not good. Your physical health is not good. Your mental and emotional health is not good. Your relationships suffer and your work suffers and your self-care suffers. And there actually just isn't anything that doesn't suffer when you're poorly slept.
Yes. So here's what we're going to have you do to start. Love giving you a little bit of an assessment so you can look within and see, is my sleep where it should be? You ready? 3 questions.
3 questions.
Do you fall asleep within 20 minutes of lying down in bed without taking medication? Number 2, if you wake up in the middle of the night, are you able to fall back asleep easily? And number 3, are you rested in the morning and have energy during the day? So think about those 3 questions, go back, rewind, listen to them again. And as we talk about sleep with you guys over these next 4 episodes, we really want you to dig in and find out if you're not aligning with what we're going to tell you, maybe some appropriate answers to sleeping, then please pay attention, because we want to make sure that we try to help you enhance your sleep.
And the correct, quote unquote, correct answer to all 3 of those questions is yes. I fall asleep within 20 minutes without taking medication. If I wake up in the middle of the night, I can fall back asleep easily. And most importantly, I wake up feeling rested. And you can go online and find, bajillion questionnaires about how you're sleeping and the temperature of the foot of your mattress and your heart rate variability and like all kind of crazy stuff. But really, are you rested when you wake up?
Yes.
That's it. That's the deal.
That is the most important question, for sure. Okay, so what qualifies as good sleep?
You wake up rested in the morning. Okay, that's true. And honestly, there is going to be quite a bit of, as always, right, individual variation. I thought maybe I would say a little bit about fancy term alert, sleep architecture, just so people kind of have an idea. Sleep's a little bit more out in the culture now than it used to be. And so this might be a review for some people, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot going on while you were sleeping, actually. Don't just sort of like fall unconscious and that's it. And your body is doing a lot of restoration and repair and consolidation processes when you are sleeping. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, you could probably take a whole master's degree fleshing out this information. So let me see if I can say it a little simpler. There's two really big different types of sleep, and then sort of lots of smaller ones in between, but we'll just talk about two. And one is deep sleep, and then one is your REM sleep. Typically, what happens is once you fall asleep, the first part of your sleep, maybe the first half of your normal sleep, whole sleep, is dominated by deep sleep. So that's stage 3, stage 4 sleep. You don't really need to know what that means. It is the part of your sleep that is more physically restorative, right? So doing your muscle repair and all the sort of recovery that the physical body needs during the day. Mm-hmm. And then the second half of your long sleep period overnight is usually more dominated by REM sleep, which is a very, very active and kind of lighter type of sleep. This is usually when you have your narrative dreaming. We'll talk more about dreaming, I'm sure, at some point. And that is the part of your sleep that is cognitively and emotionally restorative. And we know this because, you know, we could take healthy adults and deprive them of sleep in the lab and then see how they do the next day. Mm-hmm. And so we know if we take away your deep sleep, then your body is really fatigued and low energy and that kind of stuff during the day, and you don't work out as hard and stuff like that. And if we deprive you of your REM sleep, you're a jerk.
There she goes.
Also, your processing speed is way down and your reaction times are down and your decision making is down. Mm. Your impulsivity is up and your emotional regulation is way down. Mm-hmm. So that's the kind of stuff that we lose if we deprive you of REM sleep. And your body does this awesome thing. I don't know if we had already planned a time to put this in, so I'm putting it in right here, which is if you have a weird day, right? Like a moving day, right? You're moving a bunch of boxes and you're picking up boxes, you know, all day, and you're walking all day and you're moving heavy stuff and you don't usually do that. Your body is like, what did you do, friend? You need more deep sleep and your body will give it to you. Just by magic, it just does it. It just does it for you. And if you have final exam week and you're just barely putting in like a couple hours a night and you are using your brain hard all day long, when you go to sleep, you'll have a shorter latency to get to REM. You have more REM sleep during those nights by magic.
Beautiful.
I know.
Beautiful.
See why I'm so excited?
I love it. How about awakenings?
Oh, yeah. I put a note about that because I think that one of the things, if you just ask people kind of on the street, what does it mean to have good sleep? Or did you sleep well last night? They might say something like, well, I was up to use the bathroom 3 times, as if that means that you had bad sleep. And it turns out, first of all, everybody wakes up probably 6 to 12 times a night at least. Right? You just don't remember. It's not a big deal. You get to your sleep kind of goes in cycles. You kind of like down deep and then up to REM and then down deep and up. And every time you do one of those, you wake up a little bit. Mm-hmm. At the end, you turn over, you go back to sleep. You usually don't know. And that's why that second question that we asked, right? When I wake up in the middle of the night, can I go back to sleep easily, is important. It's not about not waking up, right?
So because that's normal.
You're perfectly welcome to wake up. And we'll even talk some about how when you do wake up, I think to even make that a better process. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there might be more to say about that later.
Okay.
I think so.
So this next part, I'm going to give you guys, you won't be surprised by this. We're going to talk about sleep hygiene, the basics of sleep hygiene. Dr. Ellis put together this beautiful handout.
For those of you who are just listening to us, I will tell you the font on this handout is like 8-point font.
Because she had a lot of things to say.
To fit on one page.
On this handout. No, but in all seriousness, it is legitimately awesome. And it does give all the important highlights of what good sleep hygiene looks like. So, can we go through it?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay. The first one, and I'll present this, what's written, and then because you wrote this so beautifully, you give us a little bit of extra about what maybe you meant.
You mean just jump in and say random stuff that comes to my mind? Okay.
Okay. First one. Use your bed only for sleep and good sex.
Here's the thing. That matters. Everybody says only use your bed for sleep. And then people are like, wait, what? And they say, okay, fine. Only use your bed for sleep and sex. But I do not say that, because if your sex life is fraught, if you are anxious, if you have performance anxiety, if you and your partner are struggling in some way, if sex has a lot of emotional baggage for you, do it in the kitchen or someplace else. Because the reason we make this rule about only using your bed for sleep is that your bodies are very good about knowing locations. Right? And so what you're doing, if you are using your bed for reading or getting your last minute work done, if you're studying, if you're arguing, if you are worrying, if you are fretting about the next day, your body learns, oh, I know what's happening. We get in our jams and then we snuggle in the bed. This is where we worry.
Not good for sleep.
Not good for sleep.
Nope. Okay. And we're going to say this, I'm sure, more than once. But another very important point related to this: get in bed, bed for sleep, bed for good sex. If you cannot go to sleep within 15 minutes, what are people supposed to do?
I know you hate this. Everyone hates this. And nobody believes me. But if you are not asleep in 15 minutes, you should get out of bed. What? No, crazy lady person. Yeah, I'm trying to sleep here. Okay. We have to retrain the body that the bed is for sleeping, and you cannot do that by being awake in the bed. So you don't have to. What are some bad things to do during that time when you get up?
Well, I don't want to do dishes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, don't go in the kitchen and turn on the lights and do about so no screens during that time. Don't exercise during that time. But if you have a chair in your room, that's great. Go sit in it. If you don't have a chair in your room or you live in a dorm room, that's fine. Get out of the bed and sit on the floor. Because your body recognizes that is a different place. This is like you never go into the bathroom and you're worried you're going to pee at the sink. Right? Because your body knows the toilet is where we do the one thing and the sink is where we do the other things. So you don't have to, none of this stuff that we're going to talk about for sleeping is going to be expensive or difficult. So just get out of the bed, stay in the dark. You can write down your worry list if you are feeling stressed out. That's a great thing to do. You could journal. You could read if you have, a book and like a nice sort of like low-key orangish toned book light.
Yes.
Very inexpensive. I'm willing to tolerate if people will sort of like turn their phones onto like black screen with the white letters. That's usually pretty okay for people. But then you probably need to read something that you either don't want to read or that you've read before.
Not something that's super exciting.
Like a page turner.
Right.
That's going to keep you awake. Okay, when you feel sleepy, get back in bed. How do you know when you feel sleepy? Your head goes bloink.
Right?
And your eyes are like, ooh. And that's how you know. I know you know.
Yes.
But bed brain, right? We get in the middle of the night and our brains are all messed up and we do not make good choices. So instead of this thing, we lay in the bed and we say stuff like, it's 11:45. If I go to sleep right now, I will get X hours and Y minutes of sleep. It's 11:55. If I go to sleep right now, I will get X hours and Y minutes number of sleep. And it's like, and then we do that and do that. And
It's working against us.
Oh my gosh, it seems like the right idea at the time, but I promise it's not. Okay.
People are really not going to like this, but I remember you saying to me also, and then what happens if I get back in bed and I can't?
And you're not asleep in 15 minutes?
Uh-huh.
Get out of bed.
Okay. Remember, I mean, you said this beautifully earlier. We're trying to retrain our brain, right? And to know that this is our routine. And so you go through this. This isn't something or shouldn't be something that you have to do, for years.
Oh my goodness. People do not realize until they just are willing to take a leap of faith with me on this. Many people get more sleep the first night they do it because they don't realize how much time they're spending out of their, inside their bed, not sleeping.
Yes.
So they're getting out and that is taking up some time and it feels different because you're getting out of bed. But a lot of people get more sleep the very first night. I don't think I've ever had a client not be sleeping more in 5 to 7 days. But most of them much quicker than that.
Do it. Try it. Beautiful. All right, ready? Next. Wake up at the same time every day. Weekends?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I know people don't want to do that either.
Right.
And I'm willing to be more flexible on that one, especially when we're going to start talking about people who are maybe very, really, really sleep deprived.
Yeah.
And you cannot really quite make up the sleep debt, quote unquote, that you get into when you don't sleep enough, and have some other ways to do that besides sleeping late on the weekends that we can talk about. But it really is better. What happens when you sleep late on the weekends is you basically just jet lag yourself, and so you sleep late 2 days, you're jet lagged for the next 3 or 4 days. Oh, by Friday, things are fine again. Oh, wait, never mind. It's Saturday. I'm going to mess it up again.
Yep.
So sorry, guys.
Okay. Same time every day.
Even if you're hungover.
Okay. I was thinking more of staying up and binge watching something, which I'd be in trouble with you anyway because I'm doing that in my bed.
That's a Netflix hangover.
Okay.
Same rules apply.
All right. A few other ideas and tips. Spend an appropriate amount of time asleep in bed.
So you do want to give yourself the opportunity to sleep a normal amount of time. I mean, if we're going to be talking to a few different groups of people here, I think, but one of those groups of people are people who are only giving themselves, 5 hours to sleep.
Right.
That's not enough time.
No. But what is? Tell everyone.
Customized for you, but generally speaking, between 7 and 9, with an average of 7 3/4 to 8 1/4 for a lot of adults. For a lot of adults, more sleep when we are teens and young adults. More sleep when we are kids. Often less sleep needed when we're older adults. But it's a real difference, and you might really have a partner who actually needs 2 hours different sleep than you in one way or the other. And that could be a real thing. And you're just living a more difficult life than you need to if you don't take care of that. So the flip of this too is if you're giving yourself, if you're having difficulty falling asleep, don't go to bed earlier. Say, okay, I didn't sleep very well last night. I'm going to put myself in the bed at 8:30. And no. Because then we're beginning to violate rule number 1.
Right.
Which is only use the bed for sleep.
Yeah. Okay. What about if you need a nap?
Do you know, I just learned this pretty recently. There is a kind of genetic nap thing that some people nap easily and some people don't. So
I believe that fully.
Are you a napper?
No.
Me neither. Don't you want to be a napper?
I would love that.
I want to be a napper.
But I'm not. It actually works very much against me.
So if you... napping can be super duper duper useful, especially if for some reason you have been, let's say, over the course of this week, a little sleep deprived every night, I would say a Sunday afternoon nap might be really great. If you can nap for a short time, listen, the internet is going to tell you, you have to nap for 21 minutes exactly. You have to nap for 90 minutes exactly. I'm just going to, no. Okay? But medicine is not made for one individual person.
Right.
Okay. All of that is just, those are averages. It is true that if you, a shorter-ish nap or a longer-ish nap, right? If you can do it and wake up naturally, your body might just do the right thing for you.
Something I've heard people say, though, is that if I nap, like when we're talking about a longer nap, so if I nap for 2 hours, can that be disruptive?
If you really need it and you wake up from your nap with at least 8 hours before you would normally go to bed, say try it. Also, the chances that a nap is just going to like destroy you. I don't know, probably not. And so it's the kind of thing where you might play around.
Unless it's 10 minutes for me, and then I'm just wake up mad. Yeah.
And now you know. Now you know this about you.
I do. Yeah, which I love. And you guys are going to hear us say that a lot, that and we've said this throughout our podcast episodes, is that you truly have to dig in and assess yourself and be your own scientist and figure out what really does work for me. Love it. Okay, what about caffeine and nicotine close to bedtime?
Probably people know you shouldn't do that. I will say, though, there are people, and as somebody right now is saying to themselves, to us, saying back to us while they listen to this podcast, oh, no, I can drink caffeine all the way until I go to bed and it's fine. Okay, one of two things is going on. You are so caffeine adapted that you're not who I'm talking to. Or you are so sleep deprived that there's nothing that will keep you from falling asleep. And so, here's the interesting thing. You know how we said in the beginning, if you aren't asleep in about 15 minutes, get out of bed. You actually shouldn't be asleep in the first 2 to 5 minutes either. If you are regularly falling asleep in under, let's say, 180 seconds of laying down in the bed, that is probably a good sign that you are not getting enough sleep.
Sleep deprivation. Yeah. Good point. What about alcohol?
Does a strange thing. Now I need to go look this up. There's a Shakespeare thing about how alcohol makes you more likely to have sex but less likely to finish well. I have to find it. I'm sorry, listeners. Alcohol is like that for sleep too, though, right? So alcohol can help you fall asleep, but it doesn't help you finish your sleep well. We could talk about that more maybe if people are interested or when we get to a bit of Q&A.
I like it. What about exercise? Exercise to promote good quality sleep.
Yeah, okay, fine. Whatever. Exercising is good for sleeping. But I do want to make the point. Typically, that is going to be
before bed,
more like earlier in the day.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
And not when you can't go to sleep or like you wake up in the middle of the night. This is not time for
don't go
CrossFit
jumping. Yeah, don't do jumping
kind of thing. You know,
that
midnight CrossFit. No.
All right. How about another good idea for good sleep hygiene is steer clear of food that can be disruptive right before you go to bed.
Another thing that's a little bit personal, most people don't sleep well if they are just completely starved. I mean, if you get in the bed and your stomach is like
eating
gnawing with hunger, can you just please get a snack? I know the internet has told you that your blood sugar regulation is better if you I know. And I think it's true, but your blood sugar regulation tomorrow is all jacked up if you don't sleep well tonight, too. So can you just get a snack? Just get a little healthy snack. Also, in general, people don't sleep that well if they have, like a big 9-course kind of meal, and then they lay right down. Your body just needs a little time to do that.
If it's heavy or rich or, can create some indigestion or whatever, that's going to be disruptive.
Yeah. And then you're going to know your own stuff. If you have acid reflux, don't eat tomato soup at dinner. If you are lactose intolerant, just don't with the cheese. or just know you're going to. And live the life you have.
And then disrupt your sleeping partner.
Sometimes I am going to have pizza even if I'm going to wake up later. It's going to happen.
I love that about you. Okay. Regulate your sleep cycle with light. Mm-hmm. So waking up, sunlight, going to bed, bedroom, dark as possible. Mm-hmm. That's a biggie.
Yeah, basically in the daytime, be in the light, and in the nighttime, be in the dark. And there are, maybe we'll go into some details about doing that and how to do it well. Sure. I know there are some of you guys, and I'm one of them, who gets up and the sun is not awake yet, which I don't think is fine, but it is the world we live in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not my issue. But we do need to talk about that a little bit more, because when you were saying that, I was thinking, you make the room as dark as you can, but you have all these other screens and that are putting off light in other areas. So we'll talk about that more. Okay. That is the next one. Preferably no screens.
Screens are bad for two reasons. One is the light thing. And honestly, all your phones now do have a choice on them to change I want to say the flavor of the light, but that's not the right thing. The temperature of the light that you're getting, most of your screens will do that. There's a setting when it's sunset in your location. They'll change to a more kind of orange background light compared to a blue background light, and that is better for you. And blue light glasses are really cheap now, and that's better for you than not doing it. You know what's better than any of that is not doing it? Screens at all.
Yes.
And, okay, this is a small tangent, but if you are going to take melatonin, and there are some reasons maybe you don't want to be doing that, and maybe a couple of situations where it's a good idea, don't take melatonin and then be in front of the screens. Like, I can't even think of a good analogy for what that is. I mean, it just does the opposite, right? The whole point is, if you would turn off the lights, your body would do melatonin by itself. So just don't.
But really spend another second explaining that piece. And we may be talking about it later in a later episode, but this melatonin thing, I think people don't really realize that is something that we're creating naturally.
Oh, yeah. That's in your body. One of the things it does is it's in a lot of your cells, and your mitochondria makes it on site in each of your cells and uses it. And that's not really the kind that we're talking about. Right. The other place that your body makes melatonin is in your brain. And it makes it based on how much light you are exposed to. In fact, it makes it based on how much light some specific cells in your eyes that are in the bottom of your eyeball are exposed to. And that's because we're not supposed to live indoors. We're supposed to live where the sky is. And so you've got all these receptors in your eyes that can tell the difference between early morning light and mid-afternoon light and evening light and nighttime. And they work to regulate basically every system in your body. And we're so awash with artificial light that we just mess it up. But listen, that system is still in place.
For sure.
And just dumping melatonin in it, especially right before you go to sleep, which is not when your melatonin naturally starts going up anyway. So people are doing that, they're making a strange choice there. If you were really going to do it, take a children's one, because 1 milligram of melatonin is at least twice as much as the amount that people use to study it in research. And ends up in your body like about 100 times more melatonin than your body normally makes. And take it at sunset. And then turn off your screens.
You're welcome, listeners, for that tangent.
Sorry, tangent.
Okay. This is a really good one. Establish a regular, relaxing, let me say that word again, relaxing bedtime routine.
That is that's lovely. And if you can do it, you should do it. Do you have one?
I do.
You want to say about it?
I will.
I bet yours is so good.
It is. So it's definitely turning off screens, which is not a problem for me because I want to be done with work stuff. But for me, it's the warm bath, which there is research to back that up about getting your temperature up. So, but my bath and then down.
It's actually getting out of the warm bath
That's it.
And your body cooling off. That
That's it.
mimics the natural cooling off that your body does when it falls asleep. That makes that work.
You got it. I'm also, which I think we'll talk about this also later. I truly believe in the smells and the oils and all of that, and my body and brain really knows that when lavender, eucalyptus, any of these scents come out, because they do.
Spa smells.
Right. That it's nighty-night time. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And then it's in the bed, read something, because that does. Again, we'll talk a little bit more about what happens when you can't turn off your thoughts. And I am one of those people, but transferring the to-dos to let's just get in and read something that is interesting, but not too interesting. And then there you go.
Love it.
Lights out. Well, lights were already out, but there's that. So, yeah, I think also a biggie is not having any big conversations late at night. Do you want to say a little bit more about that?
Definitely don't do that all the time. I'm not saying you might not, once a year need to have a big and maybe emotional conversation with your bed partner.
Right.
And that might be the time it happens because that's where you guys are. And then some people, they get in the dark and then they can be more vulnerable. And you okay, if you're having those once or twice a year, I'm not going to say no. I want you to have a good relationship. But don't make that your download from the daytime and don't make that your sort of criticisms and wishes time with your partner every day.
Yeah. Because again, even just which we do encourage that, and we are going to talk all relational stuff at some point. But again, like you said, that may be the time. Now all the kids are in bed, you get in bed, you haven't really talked and now you want to get into it. But sometimes that can create some discourse too. So just being conscientious of that. Okay.
I will say bodies are very adaptable. And so if you don't have time or space or whatever to do a luxurious hour-long relaxing bedtime thing, okay, don't. Do a 15-second bedtime ritual. Do it. If you're going to start doing this, do it on a night you're really tired. Don't tie your ritual to then this getting in the bed and fretting thing. Right. But any kind of ritual typically will do. Not midnight CrossFit.
Right.
But, other kinds. You could spin around one time slowly to the left. Or say something you're grateful for. Or
I like that one.
Doesn't matter.
I like that one. All right. Next is make sure that your sleep environment is pleasant.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
The research says that we're supposed to sleep cool. It does.
Yeah.
That's a thing. And it turns out, too, that people who kind of live literally in the wild, right, don't wake up because the sun comes up. They wake up because the temperature gets warmer before the sun comes up. So you're supposed to sleep cool. I'm just not that person. If I'm not kidding you, if it is 71 degrees in my room, I will have the shakes. And you cannot go to sleep if you have the shakes.
You can't.
So it's like this thing. Should you eat before you go to bed? Maybe not. Maybe it's better if you don't. But not if you're so hungry you can't sleep. And so this too, I want everybody to kind of take all of this information and say, I'm somewhere in here.
Absolutely.
Right.
But they do say, I think, between 60 and 68?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That just seems crazy to me.
Not to me. Menopause.
Also everything else, sheets and
pillows and
whatever works. Can I say, if you have a bed partner, you guys need 2 different covers? I don't understand. I don't even understand. why someone has not marketed
His and
hers comforters. I don't understand.
Oh.
You and your partner do not have the same blanket needs. I promise. If you think you do, it's just because you've been sleeping in the bed with that person and you didn't know that you can have your own blanket. But I'm here to tell you, friends, you can.
I think maybe we're taking something to Shark Tank soon. I'm feeling a product that's going out. Okay, yeah. I'll be honest, I've never even ever thought about that. But I also buy really big blankets for my bed. So it's not this thing of, but I see also that maybe we don't like the same heaviness or, that's pretty brilliant. Okay, how about, and related to which I think I know we're talking about this later, eye masks, earplugs, that kind of stuff. That goes into your environment. If needed.
It does.
Right?
It does. And that's going to be different for different people too.
Sure.
Right. If I felt like I couldn't hear if like my kids or my dogs or something needed something, then I wouldn't sleep well.
Yeah.
Right. Or it's like, what do I need to have? How do I need my D&D settings done in order to work effectively? I still need to know that my family people can get to me in an emergency or I can't work. I can't rest. So whatever that is, it's going to be specific to you.
That is so interesting that we are so different in that way. I don't want to be, I have a different thought about it. I'm like, well, I'll get to it. And tomorrow, and they won't need me tonight. They'll find somebody else more responsible.
Look at us being different people and both being okay.
Yeah, that's really good. And also the fact of quiet and dark, like earplugs, eye mask, all the things. Yeah. Okay. Kick out your bed partner if you need to. Gosh. We need to go right into the relational spousal stuff with this, but go ahead.
We got an idea somewhere along the way that it's not good relationship if we're not sleeping. And it's like, you don't even notice that person is sleeping there. You do notice if and only if you wake up while they're sleeping there. And then sometimes that's because they woke you up with their get out of bed business or their snoring business or whatever. You need to be well slept to have a good relationship. And if you're not, also I'll say this, sleep hygiene is not dental hygiene. Like you don't have to have excellent sleep hygiene if you're sleeping really well. These are things that you might try on for yourself if you aren't sleeping that well. And so if you and your partner snuggle down and you have the best sleep ever, that is awesome for you. But if you need to sleep in a separate bed, this is not the end of your relationship. This is the beginning of you having a better relationship.
That. Beautifully stated. Okay, we'll talk more about that. Ditch the sleep apps and Fitbit monitors. Wait, what?
Is Fitbit even a thing anymore? I don't know. Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I think people have used it and then they know where they stand and then they don't go back to it as often. But what do you mean, Dr. Ellis? What does that mean? Ditch the sleep apps.
Okay, fun study.
Okay.
Done actually well before we had all this wearable tech and stuff. So we put people to sleep in, I say we, like I was there, they put people to sleep in the sleep lab where they are monitoring all their stuff.
You would have been.
And
if they asked you.
They wake up in the morning and then you as the participant are in one of a couple of different conditions. So we do know how you actually slept. In one of the conditions, we tell you the truth. And in one of the conditions, we lie. And so if you slept badly, we might tell you slept badly. If you were in the truth group. If you were in the lie group and you slept badly, we'll just tell you that you slept well. And what happens is people's daytime performance.
I know how this works psychologically with the brain, but I want to see how you're going to explain this.
People's daytime performance is much more related to what they are told about their sleep than about how they actually slept. Okay. So if you slept well, and I told you that you slept badly, and I mean really measurable stuff, like reaction times, are poor if I cause you to believe that you slept poorly. If I tell you that you slept great, your performance all through the day is better on all of those things that we talked about. And so I'm not saying there's never a place for it. And I will say in the last decade, the technology has come a long way.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot more people right now are at risk, I think, of overcomplicating their sleep and using this data and sort of getting worked up about it and trying to, quote unquote, optimize it and all that kind of stuff. That it is more of a problem than a help. Mm-hmm. Because the thing you really need to know is, are you rested in the morning when you wake up?
Good. Very good. Okay. Last one. Keep a pen and paper by the bed. Oh, this is my jam.
Oh, you say it then.
For sure.
What's good about that for you?
Well, it's just this worry stuff. It's this things that pop into my brain, into people's brains. Those of us that struggle with OCD, we start to get, that's a time when things get quiet, that we start to become more obsessive about the things that aren't done and accomplished, and it's all in your head. And so this idea of, if I just can get it out of here, over here, then it's there. And I know, and I will tell myself, which I have to tell myself, I will get to it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or the next day. So I'm all in that one for sure. These are phenomenal things to do and to try, effective things to really try to ensure that you get better sleep.
Okay, so that's the sleep hygiene basics.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have tried that stuff, and especially if you have faithfully done the first two, which is just sleep in your bed and wake up at the same time every day, and you're still struggling, that's a good time to, and we'll talk in the next couple of weeks about some more advanced stuff, but then also maybe time for therapy plug to bring in a professional.
Yes.
Right. I just want to maybe throw out two tiny more things on this first day. One is, don't look at the clock. Don't have a clock. If you use your phone for your alarm, like everybody I know does, I'm not going to hate on you. There's a way to take the clock off the front. If you wake up in the middle of the night, you do not need to know what time it is.
Right.
You don't need to know. You don't need to know. It just is going to turn your brain into mush, right?
Yes.
So just don't look at the clock
your phone should be upside down anyway.
Yeah, but tell me you don't just like peek at it. Don't peek at it.
Definitely.
Or if you peek at it and it doesn't have the clock on the front, there,
it's good.
And the other thing is, if you have a bad night's sleep, if you have one bad night's sleep, what should you do the next day?
Pretend that you didn't have a bad night's sleep.
Pretend you didn't. Don't overcompensate the next day. Don't say, oh, I slept so poorly, I'm going to have some caffeine extra. I'm going to have a nap extra. I'm going to go to bed early. Just pretend you didn't. One bad night's sleep is one bad night's sleep. And that's it.
I like it. Are we ready for some crown jewels?
Let's do it.
Okay. Crown jewel number 1, sleep really matters.
It really matters. Crown jewel number 2, are you rested when you wake up? That's how you know.
And crown jewel number 3, set yourself up for success with good sleep hygiene. Thank you for joining us for this episode all about sleep. We have more to come.
So much more.
So much more to come.
Thank you for tuning in to Rich Thoughts, Poor Jokes. We hope today's episode offered insight or possibility, a new perspective on your mental wealth journey. Tune in next week for more strategies to drive success. Please consider subscribing or sharing this episode with someone else, because your mental wealth matters. And a few rich thoughts and poor jokes can help you live with abundance.